We are recording. So welcome you guys. We are going to take a quick 10 minutes just to kind of review what was presented in the Sync documentary. Hopefully you all had a chance to watch that beforehand. If not, no worries. We just really encourage you to go back and watch it. It's free on Netflix right now. What we're going to cover in 10 minutes as a recap is definitely not going to do it justice. It's like a 90-minute documentary, so we encourage you to watch that. But then we're going to transition into some of the more popular doTERRA alternatives and products that we use in our personal, our home, and our healthcare routines that will help you avoid overwhelming your body with toxins. And then we're going to give you some free resources too at the end. That's just going to help you get started making over your routines no matter where you choose to start, and help you do that a little bit easier. So there's actually two main sources of toxins. One is environmental, the other is dietary. And we're going to be focusing solely on the environmental ones tonight. We are going to be putting on another presentation in January for kind of the rest of the story, part 2 of this, which we'll get into some of the dietary stuff. But this is a great place to start, just reducing the amount of toxins that you and your family are exposed to. This is the best way to start impacting your health. There are 4 areas you can improve in reducing your body burden and overloading your body. 1 is nutrition, 2 is personal care and cleaning products, 3 is prescriptions, over-the-counters, and antibiotics, and the 4th is personal detox or a cleanse. Again, we're not focusing on all of this tonight. We are only focusing on number 2. So the rest of it we'll get into a little bit on our January presentation. So why make a change? Such a great question. So this is where we're just going to kind of recap what was in the documentary. So when we look at the chemicals that are used in our personal and cleaning products, they are harmful and toxic. And these toxins that are in the environment, they're in our everyday products, they end up in our body, and we are the filter. Our lungs, our nose, our skin, our ovaries. These chemicals damage our immune system and contribute to allergies. They damage our endocrine system, which affects our thyroid, our adrenals, our blood sugar. They damage our nervous system, which can lead to behavioral or learning issues. And they damage our reproductive system, which can lead to infertility or hormone dysfunction. And these are just to name a few things. The sad thing is that the majority of these chemicals are not ever tested for safety in a lab. They're actually tested on all of us, the consumer, out in the field when we buy them. And in America, our motto is, it's safe until proven otherwise, whereas other countries take the approach of, it's not safe until it's proven to be safe. So let's take Febreze, for example. It has lavender on the can. It even smells faintly of lavender, but the truth is there's no real lavender in Febreze. It simply says, and I'm going to put in quotes, fragrance. So this is a loophole we're actually going to talk a little bit more about. But if there was real lavender in Febreze, it would say lavender and it would have the species name like we see on our doTERRA bottles. But it doesn't say that, it just says fragrance. In regards to what we're using in our products in our homes, this was a statistic about cleaners. So over 100,000 children under the age of 6 are sickened by household cleaners each year. So the fragrances used in the cleaners, these cause respiratory issues, headaches, sneezing, watery eyes at the very least. At the most, it can cause very severe issues like migraines. My daughter is very chemically sensitive, as am I. Asthma, obesity, infertility, learning disabilities, and of course, cancer. So the chemical industry that told us that lead was safe and asbestos was safe and DDT was safe and tobacco was safe, they're now saying that these chemicals in our products are safe and they don't really need to be tested. So the Environmental Working Group, which some of you might be familiar with, they have a website called Skin Deep where you can go check out your personal care products that you're using. They state the average woman uses 9 personal care products a day, totaling an average of over 100 different unique chemical ingredients within all of these 9 products. Chemicals on your skin are kind of worse than if you were to consume them, because at least if you were to consume them, they would be filtered somewhat in your body. when you put anything on your skin, it goes directly into your bloodstream, so it doesn't get filtered at all. And this accumulates in your body over time. They had a statistic in the movie that in the 1960s, a woman's risk of breast cancer was 1 in 20, and today it's 1 in 8. So it's definitely something we need to start paying attention to. The Environmental Working Group took blood samples, and just to give you an idea, one woman's blood contained 175 chemicals linked to cancer. 210 of those chemicals were linked to heart disease, and 196 were linked to birth defects. And these toxins and chemicals, they get into the mother's body, and then our children, right, it gets passed on to them. So at a time in our lives where we should be born with a complete clean slate, we're actually not seeing that in our babies. Their umbilical cord blood tests for almost 300 chemicals, from flame retardants to BPA to mercury, arsenic, you name it. So the best thing you can do if you are planning on getting pregnant anytime soon is to do a few cleanses and detoxes before getting pregnant. We've actually had several women do really well with the doTERRA cleanse when they're experiencing issues with infertility, and they were able to just get and dump all that out of their bodies and then actually get pregnant. So best thing you can do. So of the over 80,000 chemicals circulating in commerce today, more than 80% of them have never been tested, and those that have been tested very minimally. So when these accumulate in our body, they're going to overflow in two directions. We're either going to see malignancy, which is the growth of these abnormal cells that are replicating and can invade nearby tissues, or we see an inflammatory response, which our body's just kind of kicking out what we would classify as like a lifestyle disease or issue. So diabetes, allergies, those types of things. So if you think of your body like a bucket, every time you spray your hairspray, burn a scented candle, clean, do your laundry, put on perfume taken over the counter or prescription, use air fresheners, right? The list goes on. Every single one of these exposures is like a drop in your body burden bucket every single time, and these exposures can add up. But there's hope, because I know it's like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do about this? This is kind of scaring me. If you can lower the load of toxins in your body, these health conditions will improve. So that's the good news. Let's revisit really quick, how did we get here? So after World War II, we saw a dramatic increase in the use of chemicals. And we also saw in 1966, they passed regulation under the Fair Packaging and Labeling Act that allows companies to use the term fragrance, and it acts as a loophole for these chemical companies. And basically, companies don't have to list or disclose what could be a mixture of hundreds of different toxic chemicals as long as they hide it under the term fragrance. So I'm going to repeat that. The term fragrance appears to be a single ingredient on your package, on your product, and you guys can check your cabinets at home right now. But it actually means that it can be made up of hundreds of different undisclosed synthetic chemicals that are known toxins. So these chemicals have been found to affect people in a negative way, and research is linking this to adult and childhood cancers, to neurological disorders, autoimmune disorders, all of the A's, right? Asthma, allergies, ADD, ADHD, autism, infertility, miscarriages, and more. And it's perfectly legal under this act, and being that it's disclosed as the term fragrance. So it's everywhere. You're eating fragrance, you are wearing fragrance, you're washing your hair in fragrance, you're blowing your nose with fragrance. You get the idea. So fragrance ingredients, they actually come from either one of two sources. One is petroleum and one is plants. So which one do you think is cheaper? Petroleum, right? And so it's cheap for a reason. And these chemicals help manufacturers very inexpensively replicate the scents they desire to add to their products. And it also causes that fragrance to linger in the air longer. So if you look on your packages, you'll see the word fragrance or perfume. That is the synthetic version. On some products, you might see natural fragrance, and that means that it's been derived from a botanical source. So when we think about think about going down the cleaning aisle at the store or the personal care product aisle at the store, right? You're going to smell all of those different scents, and the packages have not even been opened yet. Do you guys know what I'm saying? Like, you can smell them as you're walking down the aisles. So what is this doing to us? How does this affect us? So there's different categories of chemicals. Some are carcinogens, some are hormone disruptors, some are, again, shut down the immune system. So let's just go through some of these. So toluene, this one acts on the central nervous system. It affects the blood, the liver, the kidneys, the eyes, the skin, and it acts as a trigger to asthma. Phthalates are linked to a lot of infertility and reproductive issues. So reduced sperm count, liver and breast cancers, reproductive malformations, preterm births, and even diabetes. These are banned in a lot of countries. They don't allow these in Canada, in Japan, in China, in Europe, but they're not banned in the United States. Parabens, this is another category of chemicals linked to hormone and reproductive issues. Formaldehyde, this is linked to respiratory issues. It's a suspected carcinogen. Formaldehyde is in a lot of products, even like baby lotion, coffee, wick deodorizers. DEA and TEA, because I'm not going to try and pronounce those words, these are used to make things creamy and sudsy in a lot of personal care products. So these are on the hot list for potential carcinogens. Propylene glycol is in window cleaners. This affects our hormones and fetal development. And then sodium lauryl sulfate is a known carcinogen. So if you have experienced any of these issues, any of these symptoms listed here, you likely have a chemical sensitivity. And as you get cleaner and use less and less of these chemical-based products, you're going to be more sensitive, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just because your body's getting cleaner and it's flushing it out. So if you experience any of these issues, just pay attention to where you are, maybe what you're smelling. My kids always make fun of me because I can smell chemicals a mile away. My daughter had a dance performance at her high school and I could smell chlorine from the auditorium. So it's something like I'm a radar for it now. Oh, I'm not sure how that got on there. So when you like think of that fresh, clean smell, because sometimes this is what clean smells like to people, and they don't realize what they're buying is making them sick. So it's actually a concoction of hundreds of different chemicals, and they're designed to mimic natural aromas. But luckily, we have access to the real deal. So I want to transition quickly into doTERRA. So they have the most stringent testing in the industry, which can pick up even the most advanced synthetic replicas, because you can actually build out an essential oil. If you had the chemistry profile for an essential oil, you can buy the individual ingredients just like you can in the fragrance industry, and you can build out what looks like an essential oil on a chemistry test. And you can fake chemistry and you can fake a chemistry test, but you can't fake the human body. And this was really interesting. Roseman University of Health Sciences, they did some independent research that verified this, that human cells know the difference between a naturally sourced essential oil and an adulterated or synthetically constructed essential oil. And they're calling this the oil effect, because there's a lot of different places that you can buy essential oils, right? And I'll share a link to this research when we share the replay. But basically, they prove their hypothesis that essential oils, like proteins, they have a fingerprint, and they have a specific therapeutic response on the body and within particular cells. The only brand of essential oils found to consistently produce these therapeutic health benefits was doTERRA. So this was not found with any other essential oil brands. Every essential oil company they tested against doTERRA, including our largest competitor, came back adulterated. And it didn't matter the lot number of the bottle with doTERRA. Each and every single batch and lot was consistent. Every single time it produced the exact same results. Every other essential oil brand, when tested, they fell short in consistency among even their own lot numbers. So they weren't pure, they weren't consistent, and they didn't produce the health benefits that we're looking for. We didn't hire Roseman University to do this research. We didn't even know they were running it. And what's even more amazing is they have made it their mission to catalog all of doTERRA's essential oils as the gold standard in purity, quality, and efficacy. So amazing, and we get to have all the benefits from that. So let's think about this. What do we do? You have options, you have choices that are safer and more effective, and you get to vote with your dollars. And we can kind of do this in a 3-step process. So first of all, I'd encourage you to just remove all of the toxic products from your home as you can. Anything that has the term fragrance listed on it is man-made, and that's something you're going to want to eventually look at having an alternative for. So since we have synthetic fragrance all around us, this is the best way to just look in your home and remember that exposures add up. So if you go through your home and get rid of all that, then you're going to be removing the bulk of your exposure. The second step is to change your air filter so that you're not filtering through that bad air. And then number 3 is to replace products with those that you can trust. And I'm going to turn it over to Sarah, and she's going to go through all of the endless support that we have available to us with doTERRA.
So as scary as all of this is that we are exposed to and think that what we're using is okay because the FDA has approved it and the government's okay with it, we have hope to make a change. So how can we take all of this information and make actual changes to use healthier, non-toxic products at the best possible cost? Let's talk about that. So let's see, who does this apply to? Raise your hand if you're using soap, deodorant, toothpaste, all of that stuff on a daily basis. Because we all are, right? We all have to get it. We're all getting it from somewhere. Well, we want to help you eliminate the awful toxins found in your everyday products with one simple step. And it's really easy, switching where you shop. We all know that doTERRA has the best quality essential oils, which Heidi just talked about with the Roseman University study. It's awesome. But now we would like you to consider what would it be like to switch over your personal and home products to doTERRA's products. Many times we believe the healthier the product is, the more money it's going to cost. But we're going to show you how you can get these products so that they don't cost you more money, and there are added benefits from doTERRA as well. Hold on one sec. I was going to say something else there. Hold on one sec. I'm going to read something else to you really quick because this is really interesting. The average woman puts on 80 chemicals every day before she walks out the door in the morning. Seriously, over 80 chemicals we are putting on or in our bodies. So doTERRA's goal is to give you all of these different products to use so that you don't have to keep using all of those chemicals that mess with the things that we are bothered by. They mess with our weight, our mood, our hormones. So let's take the shampoo and the conditioner, for example. So instead of using toxic fragrances in those products, doTERRA is scenting them with certified pure essential oils that will not only be safer for you, but they'll uplift your mood. And then the ingredients, they will also help your hair grow longer and stronger, and they'll help with dandruff. And the really cool thing is you actually have to use less shampoo so that it actually will last you longer. And that's going to save you money right there because the shampoo itself is more concentrated. So that's just an example of one of doTERRA's products that they have and how they switch it around so that it can help you. So since our current law doesn't require companies to disclose or be free of certain ingredients, why not partner with those companies that are voluntarily transparent about what is in their products and help consumers make really good buying decisions? So as you can see on the slide, none of the bad. So all of those things that Heidi went through earlier and what they do, none of these things are in a doTERRA product. It's pretty cool. So now I want you to think about where you usually buy your personal or household care. Okay, whether it be Walmart or Target or Walgreens. And I want you to think, do they have any sort of rewards programs or loyalty programs? Do you get any added benefits from shopping at that particular store or from that particular company? And if you do get any rewards from those, what does that look like? And how much are you getting back? And how easy is it to use? Okay, so think about those kinds of things. And while you're thinking about where you shop, we're going to transfer that thought process now into doTERRA. And we have two available, not a product, but I guess I'm totally blanking. What is it, Heidi? It's
A resource?
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a long day. We have some great resources for you. We have the Live Guide from doTERRA, which is going to take you through doTERRA's products and oils, along with how that fits into your lifestyle and the different aspects of your lifestyle and how you can use those and fit those in and how they're going to help you feel better. And then along with the Live Guide, we have the companion sheet to the Live Guide. And this is something that Heidi posted and I posted along with the registration link to this webinar. And we actually asked you to print this off for this webinar. So if you did that, we want you to take this out right now because we're going to play around with this a little bit. So this is an addendum to the Live Guide. So we will be pulling this out in a minute and I'll be showing you mine, and I have mine all filled out. So as we continue on here are some examples. The Live Guide, we're going to have a link so that you can actually download this yourself and take a look at it. But this is an example of what you would find inside the Live Guide with daily wellness lifestyle habits. This particular slide is showing you, our awesome toothpaste. By the way, my daughter had a watch spot for one of her teeth, just like a almost cavity. And right after that, I said to her, you're switching to doTERRA toothpaste, hands down. And 6 months later, she's been using doTERRA toothpaste at least twice a day. 6 months later, she goes back into the dentist. The watch spot is healed. It's gone. So that is what doTERRA toothpaste with clove oil in there, that's what that's going to do for you. So that's just an example. The Virage facial kit, amazing plant-based skincare products, and I already talked about the shampoo. And then the next slide just shows a little bit about our On Guard products, which are also amazing, and really ways to clean your home with the cleaner concentrate. You can clean everything from your counters to your floors to your dishes with that On Guard cleaner concentrate. And then the laundry, and then there's a couple DIY recipes there that you see as well, so that you can make your own using essential oils. It's it's a great resource. So that's just an example of what you see in the Live Guide. So when we take our companion sheet to the Live Guide, hold on one sec here, I want to switch my screen.
And while you're doing that, Erin said, I only get 5% from Target Red Card, nowhere near the 30% from doTERRA.
Wow. Right. Yes. Okay. So I knew Target had a little something, but I don't even take part in it. So I'd be curious, how easy is it to use the Target Red Card points? That would be the next thing to know too, but you're not even getting as much back. That's good, really good information to have. So as we're talking about, okay, let's make that shift a minute. Okay. I want you to take out your, companion sheet to the Live Guide. And I'm going to show you mine for the sake of this webinar. And that's what you can see on the screen as well. It's exactly what I'm holding here. It's a picture of it. And what I did was I checked off what I would normally buy and use. And I guesstimated as to how much I thought that would be. So I checked off, vitamins, muscle rub, anti-inflammatories, bar soap, shower gel, toner, all the skincare, cough drops, laundry detergent. I mean, you name it, I checked it because it's all things I use and it's all things that you use. Normally, you don't buy these things all in one trip. Okay, you're going to go to the store, you're going to get a little bit this week and a little bit next week and a little bit the next week. But if you were to buy all of this in one trip, Most people spend $200 to $400 per month. And I was kind of curious about that. So I'm like, what would I have spent? In the month, I would have spent, and I totaled it all up, $432. That's what I would have spent on all of my personal and household care. Now, I'm going to play around a little bit with some numbers, and I want you to do this too. So once you total up what you think you spend in the month, I want you to multiply that amount by 10% and by 30%, 0.1 and 0.3. And I got two numbers here that we're actually going to come back to and talk about, but those are just some fun little numbers we're going to come back to. So now I am going to take what's at the top here, okay, what I checked off that I used, and I'm going to compare that to what doTERRA sells. And so I wrote down at the bottom all of the equivalent products that I would buy at the store, at Walmart, and how could I switch it with something doTERRA, okay? So I wrote down at the bottom, you know, the Deep Blue Rub, because that's like your muscle rub. I wrote down the Serenity Bath Bar because that's something that it would replace my normal soap. The laundry detergent, the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, the toothpaste, the deodorant, all of those things I wrote down here at the bottom, okay? Then I numbered them, and we're going to come back to these numbers too, but I just want to show you kind of the thought process that I went through so you can fill this out yourself. I wrote a number 1 by everything that I'm going to need right away because I'm almost out of it. So I would actually put all of my number 1s would go in an order that I would place this month in December. All of my number 2s would be what I'm not quite out of yet, but I think by January I would want it. So that would go in my number 2 order for January. And then my 3s would go into what I would order in February, maybe things that are on my wish list, or as I'm looking ahead to what I think I'm going to be running out of, I think I'll need that last, okay? So that's kind of how I filled this out. Now, we are not saying to don't ever shop at Walmart or Target for things. But if you switched how you order these products in particular, so the things that you can compare to doTERRA products, and instead of purchasing them here and there throughout the month from, you know, large corporations who just don't care about you because they're just this big man up in the box kind of thing. But if you ordered safer, non-toxic products all in one place through doTERRA, you actually will be able to save more money. You'll be able to use safe, non-toxic products, and you're going to be able to earn free product at the same time. You already get 25% off of doTERRA with your wholesale membership, which is awesome. But if you ordered using doTERRA's loyalty rewards program, you'll realize it works a lot like Kohl's Cash. The more you purchase, the more you get back. And when you stack these rewards that you're getting back from the loyalty rewards program, along with your 25% off discount that you already have, you actually will be saving 25 to 55% off of all of these products. You are already spending at least $50 to $100 a month on personal and cleaning products. Like, let's be honest, that's for sure happening, okay? So if you were to spend $50, and in doTERRA language, that's 50 PV, okay, per month with doTERRA, you are actually going to start tapping into those rewards. And this is how it works. If you look at the slide chart with me, you'll see the first 3 months, and we're starting with December, which is right where we're at right now. The first 3 months you order, December, January, and February, when you spend 50 PV each month, you're going to get 10% back. Now, let's come back to this in a minute. Look at this. When I had my total here for $432, and I'm going to get 10% back on that, I'm going to get $43 in real oil cash back from doTERRA that I can use to get free laundry detergent, free toothpaste, free bar of soap, and free something else. Okay, that's how it works with doTERRA. So that's the first 3 months. Then in March, April, and May, they're going to bump you to 15% back if you are continually spending 50 PV per month. June, July, and August, they're going to bump you to 20% back. September, October, November, they're going to bump you to 25% back. And by the time you're back to this time in the year next year, you are getting 30% back on every single order, and you never lose it, okay? So what's gonna happen, that it's gonna be 30% from then on out. So now when I multiplied my stuff from Walmart that I was buying right here, if I were to multiply that amount by 30.3, I'm getting $129.60 to spend from that one order, or from that 1 month's order, to spend on whatever I want the following month, okay? And bonus of all bonuses, all of your shipping comes back in points too. So you're always gonna get your shipping cost added on to your points back. These accumulate over time, let me tell you, and you can spend them just like cash on all of your favorite oils or products. So when you look at oils like Melissa, which is 135 PV, I never pay for that, but I get to enjoy that oil. I don't pay for frankincense, I don't pay for helichrysum, all of those really pricey oils that are so beneficial, those are free for you, okay? The Loyalty Rewards program is a free perk with your membership, and you can cancel it anytime and still keep your 25% off. So we want you to think about shifting your spending, and you don't have to shift everything all at once. Okay, so we're not saying this is the month you have to throw everything away and buy everything doTERRA. Break it down with what your number ones are. Remember, sorry, I'm taking out my paper again. Remember, I numbered these with like 1s, 2s, and 3s. What do I need first? What am I running out of? That's what we're asking you to think about putting in your loyalty reward order this month. Those are the things you're running out of. Those are the things or maybe things you want to try right away. Then order your number 2s in January, so you're already preparing for what you might be running out of. And then order your number 3s in February. We want you to give this a test drive and see what you think, okay? We are asking you to give us 3 months to work on your health and wellness by upgrading your life with safer, non-toxic products. We are asking that you give us 3 months, 3, to change how you shop and change where you shop. And after those 3 months, you will have eliminated many of the toxins out of your life, and you will feel better than you've ever felt. And if you have at least 200 PV on a single order this month in December, you're going to get a free bottle of frankincense, the biggie, the big one, 15 ml. And this is just part of doTERRA's kickbacks and rewards that they like to offer anyway. So let doTERRA pay that $93 for that frankincense this month instead of you. And you can stock up on that while you are detoxing your life and your health with better products.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
So,
thank you, Heidi.
Yeah, I think the majority of you on here already have your customer account with doTERRA, but if you don't, please make sure that's your step number 1, is make sure you connect with the person that invited you to this presentation tonight, because they can help you get started. And doTERRA, most people get a starter kit because it saves you the most money, plus your membership fee is waived. So we have kits that fit all budgets. We have college students getting oils, so the first 2 options are very budget friendly, $150 for either starter kit, and these have the little mini bottles. There's about 85 drops in each. These are great introductions for health benefits of oils, emotional benefits, and even those personal care and cleaning categories as well. The second kit is like the medium-sized kit. This is the top 10 oils for every home, so this is going to help with anything pain, sleep, mood, cleaning, personal care, and these are the bigger bottles, so there's 250 drops in each of those. And then the big kit you see at the bottom, this is for those who are serious about going to natural solutions first. This is where me and my husband were at. We knew we wanted a natural option And so this has more of the lifestyle products that Sarah was mentioning, the On Guard stuff, the collection, the soap. There's an unscented lotion, so you can add your own oils and scent it however you'd like, the toothpaste, and then of course the oils for cleaning and mood and pretty much everything. And so if you're like, I just need it all, and you want to just do that whole body home health makeover, this is the kit for you. So the bigger the kit, the bigger the savings and bonuses, and the person that invited you can help you get started with that. Keep watching the Facebook group for part 2 of this topic, reducing your toxic load, because we're going to talk about cleansing and restoring your health. So now that you know how important it is to just remove the toxins from your home and personal care products, we're going to show you how to actually do that with your body and what's accumulated over time, and just help restore your health with a 30-day cleanse. So that's Sunday, December 6th at 8 p.m. And then we will also post links to those free resources that Sarah mentioned. One is the lifestyle guide. This is a beautiful PDF download. You can actually even add this to your next order. If you haven't ordered this month, add it. It's like 75 cents, and it's this beautiful printed booklet. And then you can write in it. So you can order that. And then we're going to have a link to a free green cleaning ebook where we've taken all of doTERRA's recipes for cleaning and we've put it all in one ebook for you. So we're going to have that available to you as well with the Roseman University research. So let me just end the recording here, and then we'll jump over to Q&A. So Katie said, did you mean the 16th? The 6th is a Thursday. Let me look. So January 6th is, I have it as a Sunday. So if I said December, I meant January. So January, yep, that's wrong. It's January, Sunday, January 6th.
Oh yes.
So thank you, Katie. We're gonna be back here next month for part 2. All right, I am going to